Hello, right, so it's that time again, another video. Depending on where you're watching this, because I'm probably going to uploading this to YouTube and Instagram, so if you like it, then subscribe, hit the like button, share, etc, etc, you know the general drill, how these things go. Rightio, this one is going to be predominantly based on Leviticus 19:28. I've been contemplating doing this subject for a while, and this has really come about because of a few unhelpful, ridiculous debates that I've got into with people, namely on Instagram, who, when I suggested about actually talking in person, because as we all know on Instagram you can phone people and have video calls on Instagram, yet two of these particular people point blank refused to talk about this, and instead they just wanted to completely condemn me. So I was just like, you know what, okay, stuff you, I'm blocking you then, because if you haven't got the decency to talk about it, then yeah, you're not worth it. Because I think the profile is End Time Prophecy or something. I can't actually remember the name of the profile, but basically they posted, they put a post up saying about tattoos. Guess what? Yes, I have tattoos. Yeah, I have some that unfortunately I wish I didn't have. Yeah, and laser removal, so it is what it is. But I also have ones that I'm quite proud of, cross with the name of God in it, Yahweh, and the lion representing Jesus, because no one actually knows what he looks like. So there you go. So Leviticus 19. Leviticus 19 verse 28. You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor tattoo any marks on you. I am the Lord. That's out of the New King James Version, just in case there's anybody that's in preference as to what translation I'm reading from. Okay, yeah. You shall not have any tattoo marks on you. I am the Lord. Pretty self-explanatory. I shouldn't have any tattoos. That's if you kind of take it at face value and in the English translation and just nitpick and cherry pick one section out of the whole lot, which is what people like doing, really, don't they? Yeah. Trouble is these people that came at me on Instagram for having tattoos, I don't know who one of them was, because when you go onto their profile they have no pictures of themselves. It's just one of those profiles where they just put up pictures and etc, etc, and it's just like, great, I don't even know who I'm talking to, hence why I wanted to try and call them. But the other person, whose name I can't remember because they had some made up username, but I went onto their profile and they had pictures of themselves, and it didn't take me long to think to myself, you're a religious nuthead. Okay, now problem is if you go back just a couple of verses before you shall not have tattoos, guess what it says? I read a couple of verses beforehand. You shall not eat anything with the blood, nor shall you practice divination or soothsaying. That's basically sorcery and mediums and stuff like that, okay? But you shall not eat anything with blood in it. Well, that means that most people who like their steaks, unless they have them well done, guess what, you can't eat that either, because I like my steaks medium rare. Guess what, that means it's got a bit of blood in it, but according to this you can't eat that. But now this next bit is more so for men, okay? You shall not shave around the sides of your head, nor shall you disfigure the edges of your beard. Guess what? When people have a pop at me for having tattoos, they tend to just skim over them verses because guess what, they're cherry picking. The thing is also in the book of Leviticus there's other places where I can't remember where it's off the top of my head, but it says about you shall also not wear clothes of mixed fabrics. That means there's going to be a lot of us walking around with not a lot of clothes on, because guess what, I think off the top of my head, I'm just going to guess here, 80 to 90% of clothing these days are made of mixed fabric. So if you're really going to take one verse just because you don't like tattoos and you think they're disrespectful or whatever, that's your issue, not mine. You shouldn't go telling me that I can't have tattoos when you also have completely taken out of context, because this was also to do with paganism back in the day. And yeah, I'm not going to go into it fully because it's just there's no point. But it also says now Jesus says in the Gospels that it's not what you put into you that defiles you, because this is what this whole thing about eating meat with the blood still in it, if you take it, it defiles you. He actually said it's about what comes out of you then defiles you, because that comes from the heart. Now, Paul, for instance, who was Saul to start off with, he was well renowned upon the traditions and all the laws and everything, yeah. So he would have known all about the Levitical law, because the book of Leviticus is to do with the Levitical law, the Levites, Israel, yeah. We're painting a picture, nothing to do with anybody else. It was for a particular set of people at a particular time, all that time ago. But Paul would have also been well up on this, and not once is tattoos mentioned in the New Testament, which is what we're under these days until Jesus comes back. So yeah, if you're gonna cherry pick what you want to take from something that is completely irrelevant today, well, you need to get with the program, get with the times. Sorry if I'm being so kind of blunt and honest about it, but it's just that I don't appreciate when people are gonna nitpick and cherry pick verses out of the Bible when it suits them, especially when they're gonna then go and do other things that in the same chapter or whatever says that you shouldn't do, but they're doing it themselves. It's just that's being a bit hypocritical. And at the end of the day, like I say, Paul, who wrote 2/3 of the New Testament, would have been well up on this. He would have known all about this, and not once did he say that you can't have tattoos. Bearing in mind the other things that he did mention, like you can drink but don't get drunk. He said about adultery, homosexuality, thieving, cursing, using bad language, swearing basically. Paul said a whole lot of things. Now, somebody could say, I think one of these people that I tried to speak to was possibly going to go down the lines of modesty, because how it says in again one of the letters that Paul wrote about being modest of your appearance and everything. Then, well, do you know what? Again, he stated that more so actually to do with women. Not saying that men shouldn't be dressed modestly or anything, because yeah, it's all within reason. But then if you're going to start trying to use that as an excuse about, oh, you don't look modest, then in that case I'm afraid to say you kind of your own opinion is then coming into it. And as a Christian, we're also used to, we're supposed to have wisdom and discernment and whatnot, yeah. I mean, okay, do you know what, some of the tattoos I've got, yes, as I've already stated, look, Eminem, yeah, guess what, I so wish I didn't have that. I got that done at a time in my life when I wasn't following my faith at all, so it is what it is. I do plan on getting rid of it. Am I going to be getting any more tattoos? Yes. Oh well. Sorry to those people that don't like people, the Christians with tattoos, but tough. Um, Now, if I'm going to be accused of breaking any laws, one, we're not under the law. We're in the age of grace, and we have been since Jesus left. Um, Secondly, it says in James 2 verse 10. James 2 verse 10. Yeah, James 2 verse 10. Basically, if you're going to keep the law, then you've got to keep the whole law. If you break one commandment, you've broken them all. But then if you're going to keep the whole law, then you're also rejecting what Christ has done for you, because Jesus came to do what we can't do, which is keep the 10 commandments, which we can't do, but to also abolish all the ceremonial laws from the book of Leviticus, of which I do believe, from what I've been told, there's 613 laws. So good luck with keeping them, because yeah, you know what, I bet you can't even keep the 10 commandments. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it there, because I know when it comes to Instagram especially, I'm restricted on time and it becomes a bit of a pain to get videos uploaded, and I am going to put it on to Instagram and YouTube. So yeah, cool. Okay, so thank you for my tattoos. I do like them, and I will be getting more, all appropriate tattoos for what I believe in now. Okay, so yeah, good luck with any of the Christians out there that don't like tattoos and that are against it and say that I'm pretty much going to hell and that I'm not saved.